The bathroom door creaked shut behind Marcus Thompson as he stepped into Riverside High School for the first time in 15 years. The familiar smell of industrial cleaner and teenage anxiety hit him immediately. His hands trembled slightly as he adjusted his tie, memories flooding back like ice water through his veins. This was the exact same bathroom where he had once held a razor blade, ready to end the pain of being different in a world that refused to accept him, where blood had dripped onto cracked tiles while classmates laughed outside the door, calling him names he still heard in his nightmares. Now he stood here as the new substitute teacher. But that wasn't the whole truth. Marcus had returned with a secret that would change everything. If you want to see how this story unfolds and discover the shocking truth about Marcus, make sure you subscribe to Heart Stories now. You won't want to miss what happens next. Marcus walked into his first period history class, scanning the faces that reminded him of his younger self. In the back row, Tyler Rodriguez slouched in his chair, radiating the same arrogance Marcus had once feared. Dark hair, sharp eyes, and a smirk that promised trouble. Tyler's voice cut through the morning chatter. "Look what they sent us." Another boring substitute who probably can't even handle real kids. Marcus remained calm, setting his materials down with deliberate precision. "Good morning, everyone. Please take your seats and settle down." The students shuffled reluctantly, but Tyler stayed exactly where he was, arms crossed like a challenge. "You gonna make us? What are you, some kind of tough guy?" Marcus met his gaze steadily, seeing something beneath the bravado that others might miss, something familiar and heartbreaking. "I'm here to teach history. Real history, the kind that shows how choices create consequences." Tyler snorted. "Great, another lecture from someone who probably never faced anything real in his life." As Marcus began writing on the whiteboard, he caught sight of movement near the window. A smaller student with short-cropped hair and nervous eyes was trying to become invisible in the corner seat. Riley Martinez. The name was already burned into Marcus's memory from the files he had studied. Riley, who reminded Marcus so painfully of his younger self. Riley, who was clearly struggling with identity in a hostile environment. Riley, who had been absent from school 3 days this week already. Marcus continued his lesson, but his attention kept drifting to the subtle dynamics playing out before him. Tyler's friends encouraging his disruption. Other students watching nervously. Teachers in the hallway who had grown too tired to intervene effectively. When the bell rang, students filed out quickly. But Marcus noticed Tyler deliberately shoulder-check Riley on the way past. No apology, no acknowledgement, just casual cruelty delivered with practiced ease. Riley stumbled, books scattering, and for just a moment their eyes met Marcus's. In that instant, Marcus saw everything he needed to know. The same desperation he had once carried. The same silent plea for someone, anyone, to notice they were drowning. After the last student left, Marcus sat heavily in his chair and pulled out a file from his briefcase. Inside was a letter dated 15 years ago, written in a teacher's careful handwriting. "To whom it may concern, this student needs immediate intervention and support. Without it, I fear we will lose him entirely." That teacher had been Mr. Henderson. The man who had found Marcus bleeding in this very bathroom and refused to let him become another statistic. The man who had inspired Marcus to eventually pursue education himself. Now Marcus was back, not just as a teacher, but with the power to change lives the students couldn't imagine. But first, he had to survive long enough to use it, because Tyler Rodriguez was just getting started here. 3 days had passed since Riley Martinez last attended school. Marcus watched students navigate invisible barriers during passing period, Tyler's absence hitting like a missing piece. Tyler Rodriguez strutted past with his entourage, but Marcus noticed something new, a desperate edge, like someone trying too hard to convince himself of his own power. During lunch, Marcus approached Counselor David Park. "David, any contact with Riley Martinez recently?" David's expression darkened. "The family called yesterday. Riley's experiencing severe anxiety attacks. They found concerning items in the backpack. pills that weren't prescribed, handwritten notes that looked like goodbye letters. The words hit Marcus like ice. He remembered writing similar letters at Riley's age, folding them like secret insurance against infinite pain. That afternoon, Marcus covered detention, catching Tyler alone. Tyler slumped into his desk with exaggerated defiance. "So what's your deal?" Tyler asked. "You're not like other subs. You actually stick around." Marcus chose words carefully. Sometimes people stay because they recognize something familiar. Tyler's head snapped up. "What's that supposed to mean?" "It means I notice things. The way you work so hard to make sure nobody sees past the surface." Tyler's jaw tightened. "You don't know anything about me, old man. I know anger isn't usually about the person receiving it. It's about the person carrying it." For just a moment, Tyler's mask slipped, eyes widening with panic before walls slammed back down. "Whatever. This is stupid." As Tyler left, Marcus noticed him quickly wipe his eyes with his jacket sleeve. The gesture was brief, automatic, but Marcus recognized signs of drowning while trying to look like swimming. That evening, Marcus drove through Tyler's neighborhood, finding the modest home with well-maintained garden. Through the window, he saw Tyler sitting with a man sharing his features. The man's voice carried through thin walls, passionate fragments in Spanish about expectations, reputation, what it meant to be a man. Tyler sat perfectly still, head down, accepting words that pressed against him like stones. When the man mentioned bringing shame to the family, Tyler's shoulders tensed visibly. Next morning, Marcus arrived early, heading to the bathroom where his story nearly ended 15 years ago. Standing where Mr. Henderson found him bleeding, life draining because hiding had become unbearable. Through the cracked door, he saw Tyler walking slowly toward his locker, shoulders hunched. Behind Tyler, Riley Martinez emerged from shadows near the guidance office. Riley looked pale, thin, movements careful as if trying not to take unnecessary space. Marcus watched Tyler catch sight of Riley, his demeanor changing completely. The vulnerable young man disappeared, replaced by predator needing to prove strength. The confrontation was swift, brutal. Tyler cornered Riley near lockers, voice loud enough for attention, but not teacher investigation. Words like freak and disgusting echoed, each designed to cut deeper. Riley stood frozen, absorbing attack without resistance. Marcus saw his younger self so clearly it stole his breath. Same defeated posture, hollow eyes, silent acceptance of cruelty as deserved. When Tyler walked away laughing, Riley remained motionless for long minutes. Then slowly, mechanically, they reached into their backpack, pulling out small paper, unfolding with shaking hands. Marcus couldn't see words, but recognized the ritual. Reading and rereading suicide notes, measuring staying against leaving. Riley's fingers tracing paper edges told Marcus everything needed. Time was running out. Riley planned the exact same choice Marcus almost made here 15 years ago. If Marcus didn't act soon, another precious light would be extinguished forever. Sometimes our deepest wounds become our very greatest strength to heal other souls in darkness. Marcus couldn't wait any longer. Riley's fragile state demanded immediate intervention, but Tyler's pain ran deeper than anyone realized. Next morning, Marcus positioned himself strategically, watching both students navigate their separate wars. Tyler arrived with an entourage, but Marcus observed changes. Dark circles suggested sleepless nights. When Riley appeared pale and ghost-like, Tyler's body language shifted into attack mode. As Tyler cornered Riley near lockers, beginning his assault of wounding words, Marcus stepped forward with calm authority. "Tyler, I need to see you in the guidance office." Now, Tyler's friends exchanged nervous glances. Tyler tried maintaining bravado, but his voice cracked. "I didn't do anything wrong. We need to talk." Privately, the guidance office felt smaller with just them inside. Marcus closed the door and gestured to the chair. Tyler slumped down defensively, but Marcus saw trembling hands. "You're hurting Riley Martinez." That stops immediately. Tyler's eyes flashed anger, but underneath Marcus saw panic. "He's weak. Someone needs to toughen him up. Tell me about your real world." "Tyler, Tyler's mask wavered, shoulders tensed. What's that supposed to mean? I recognize the signs. The way you work so hard to prove something. The way you target anyone reminding you of what you're afraid to face about yourself. Tyler shot up, chair scraping. You don't know anything about me. I know about carrying secrets that feel too heavy to breathe. I know about being terrified someone might see the truth and reject everything you are. Shut up, Tyler's voice broke. Hands clenched into fists, but tears formed. You don't understand. My family, my church, everyone expects me to be. I can't be like him. Like who? Tyler. Tyler collapsed back, fight draining like air from punctured balloon, like Riley. He gets to be himself and I have to pretend every single day. Marcus leaned forward, voice gentle. What are you pretending about? Tyler was quiet so long, Marcus thought he wouldn't answer. Then, barely audible, I think about boys sometimes. But I'm not supposed to. My dad says people like that go to hell. My mom cries talking about gay kids. The admission hung between them, fragile and explosive. Marcus felt his heart break for this young man carrying the same burden. Tyler, there's something you need to know. 15 years ago, I was a student at this exact school. I was gay, terrified, so desperate to hide who I was that I nearly died keeping that secret. Tyler looked up sharply, eyes wide. I tried to kill myself in the bathroom down the hall, the same bathroom where you've been tormenting Riley. A teacher found me bleeding and saved my life. Tyler's face went pale. You're lying. Marcus rolled up his sleeve, revealing faded but visible scar. I'm not lying, and I won't let you or Riley travel that same path. Tyler stared at the scar, breathing rapid. This can't be happening. It is real. So is your choice right now. You can keep hurting Riley and yourself, or accept there's another way forward. Tyler buried his face in hands, shoulders shaking with silent sobs. I don't know how to stop being afraid. You start by telling the truth. To yourself first, then to people who matter. What if they hate me? Some might, but others will surprise you. People who truly matter will love you for honesty, not performance. Tyler lifted his head, tears streaming. What happens now? Do you expel me? Marcus shook his head. I'm not expelling you, but there will be consequences. You're going to help undo damage you've caused. Sometimes courage begins with believing we're capable of becoming far better than our worst moments. The path to healing often starts with the simple act of someone extending their hand to help us stand back up when we've fallen to the ground in despair. True transformation requires both vulnerability and hope working together in perfect harmony. Word spread through Riverside High like wildfire. Marcus Thompson wasn't just a substitute teacher, he was the new principal. And Tyler Rodriguez had been caught. But what students didn't expect was Marcus's revolutionary response. Instead of expulsion, Tyler found himself in mandatory counseling with David Park, attending PFLAG meetings downtown, and working directly with Marcus on comprehensive anti-bullying protocols. The restorative justice approach confused many, but slowly showed remarkable results. Riley Martinez returned after a week of intensive therapy, looking fragile but determined. Marcus had visited their family personally, offering extensive support through the school's newly expanded LGBTQ+ resources. The first day Riley came back, Tyler was waiting by their locker, not to intimidate, but to apologize. I know sorry doesn't fix what I did, Tyler said, voice shaking with genuine remorse. But hurting you was really about hurting myself. Riley studied Tyler's face, seeing the same fear they had carried. You made me want to die, Tyler. Do you understand that? Tyler's eyes filled with tears? Yes, and I almost made the same choice myself. That's what Mr. Thompson helped me see. The school board meeting 3 weeks later was explosive. Parents packed the auditorium, demanding explanations. Signs reading "Fire the Liberal Principal" competed with "Support our LGBTQ+ students." Pastor Rodriguez, Tyler's father, stood at the microphone, voice trembling with rage. This man is pushing an agenda that goes against our community values. Marcus remained calm, letting criticism wash over him. When his turn came, he stood slowly, commanding attention. 3 weeks ago, we nearly lost a student to suicide. Tyler Rodriguez was consumed with self-hatred about his orientation, planning to end his life in the same bathroom where I nearly ended mine 15 years ago. The room erupted. Pastor Rodriguez went pale as the truth echoed through the auditorium. Marcus continued steadily. Instead of expelling Tyler, we chose healing. Instead of shame, we chose understanding. Today, both Tyler and Riley are alive, getting help, learning to accept themselves. That is real education. A woman stood up. What about our rights as parents to raise our children according to our beliefs? You have every right to your beliefs, Marcus replied. But when those beliefs drive children to self-harm, we have a responsibility to intervene. Schools should be safe for every student. The vote was close, but the board supported Marcus's approach. The real victory came when Tyler approached Marcus the next day. "My mom wants to meet with you," Tyler said quietly. "She kicked my dad out last night. She said she'd rather have a gay son than a dead one." Marcus felt his eyes well up. That took incredible courage. Tyler nodded. "I started a support group for kids like me, caught between family expectations and who they really are. Riley's helping organize it. The transformation wasn't complete. Some families left the district. Marcus faced ongoing criticism, but something fundamental had shifted at Riverside High. 6 months later, Marcus stood in the same bathroom where he had once held a razor blade, watching students paint a mural over old graffiti. The artwork depicted hands reaching toward each other, with words "You are not alone" in multiple languages. Tyler and Riley worked side by side, their friendship born from shared trauma, but growing into genuine care. The Rainbow Alliance Club now had over 50 members, including straight allies. Marcus thought about Mr. Henderson, the teacher who had saved his life. He couldn't save everyone, but he could create conditions where students could save themselves and each other. Sometimes the most powerful lasting change happens not through harsh punishment, but through creating safe and genuinely supportive space for all people to become who they were always meant to be in life. 2 years later, morning sun streamed through Riverside High as Marcus walked transformed hallways. Gone were invisible barriers of fear. In their place, colorful murals depicted hands reaching across differences and photographs celebrating diversity. Marcus paused at the bathroom that had once been his darkest moment. Now it housed a memorial wall dedicated to Mr. Henderson and educators who made the ultimate difference. Fresh flowers appeared weekly, left by grateful students. The Rainbow Alliance had grown beyond expectations. What started as LGBTQ+ support had evolved into comprehensive peer mentoring. Tyler Rodriguez, now a confident senior, served as president, leading acceptance workshops. His transformation from bully to advocate became the school's most powerful testament to change. Riley Martinez had not only survived, but thrived. As valedictorian, they had been accepted to prestigious universities with scholarships. More importantly, they found their voice as an activist, speaking at conferences about teen suicide prevention. That morning, Marcus received life-changing news. Riverside High had been selected as a model school for LGBTQ+ inclusion, with educators nationwide requesting visits. The Department of Education wanted to document their restorative justice approach. During lunch, Marcus stood before students for his final assembly as principal. A new opportunity awaited him, taking these methods nationwide as an educational consultant. "You've taught me that schools aren't just buildings where we learn facts," Marcus began. "They're communities where we learn who we are and can become. When we create space for authentic students, everyone rises." Tyler stood up from the front row. "Mr. Thompson, you saved my life when you could have destroyed it. You showed me that mistakes don't define us, but learning from them does." Marcus felt tears forming as Riley joined Tyler. "You created a place where I could exist without apology." Riley said, "Where being different became strength rather than shame. That gift changes generations." The standing ovation lasted several minutes, but Marcus was most moved by what followed. Students began sharing transformation stories, finding acceptance, learning to see beyond differences. The assembly became a celebration of their collective journey. As evening approached, Marcus walked one final time through empty hallways. In the guidance office, David Park stayed late, counseling a new student from a less accepting environment. The work continued, healing perpetuating itself. Outside, Marcus found Tyler and Riley working together on a mural for the main entrance. The artwork depicted a tree with different colored roots intertwining underground and branches reaching skyward, each leaf representing a student's contribution. Marcus realized his greatest achievement wasn't changing policies or winning awards. It was creating a place where students like Tyler could transform from perpetrators to protectors, where students like Riley could move from victims to victors. As he drove away from Riverside High for the last time as principal, Marcus thought about students across the country still waiting for someone to believe in their potential. His next chapter would spread this revolutionary idea that schools could be sanctuaries. The legacy of that bathroom confrontation had rippled outward, touching hundreds of lives and creating a model for how education could heal rather than harm. Have you ever witnessed the transformational power of someone believing in your potential when you couldn't see it yourself? Share your story in the comments and let us know how one person's faith changed your path. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe to Heart Stories for more real and deeply inspiring narratives about courage, healing, and the extraordinary power of human connection to transform lives completely and permanently for the greater good.